Hey guys, this is just a short video talk about some garage sale finds that I picked up and possibly our next project that we're gonna tinker around with. First off, if anybody watched my older videos, you know that I'm kind of a big fan of the Altec Lansing speakers, and I found a box of computer stuff at a garage sale, and actually they were giving away the computer, keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer, basically everything. I didn't really want the monitor and printer because they were older, but I did see these Altec Lansing speakers, and basically they wanted $5 for everything, and I figured the speaker system alone is worth well over $5. This is the ACS 33 series, which is about a 35 watt speaker system, and I'll set them aside and show you the computer. Okay, here's the shot of the computer itself. This is a compact Presario. This is the SR1610NX. And actually this is not that old of a computer. It's probably about 5 or 6 years old. So a little dated as far as computers go, but still a useful machine, and we're going to be able to upgrade it some. This came stock with the 3200 plus Semtron processor. This is a socket 939 board. 256 megs of RAM, an 80 gig hard drive, and a CDR-W DVD-ROM drive. So that's kind of nice, and has front USB, front FireWire, plus front audio jack. So I thought this might actually be a decent machine to use for like a home theater, or possibly just something for the wife to mess around with. We could definitely tweak it a little bit. Let me pop open the side and we'll look at the insides. Okay, here's a look at the inside at some of the components that are in here. As you can see, it's got room to add at least 2 more hard drives here, as well as another optical drive on top. Some of the things that surprised me on the motherboard, for instance, most things with these, or most of the time with these pre-manufactured computers like your HPs, Compaqs, Dells, you know, you'll only see like 2 memory slots, and this one actually has 4, which you don't see very often on a stock motherboard. Another thing that surprised me was that it has a PCIe slot for video. Generally they either had AGPs or they had no additional video slot whatsoever, so you could put a pretty decent video card in it. Somebody had upgraded, it looks like, to a Cooler Master cooler on it. You can see it's pretty filthy. So that Semtron that's in there, the 3200 plus, is 1.8 gigahertz. But looking up the specs on this motherboard, this will actually run a 64X2 4800. And I happen to have the 64X2 3800 that we had used previously and done some overclocking and stuff on it. So I thought this would be a perfect solution, seeing as I don't really have any decent socket 939 boards anymore. I can put that in here, move this up to a dual core. This comes with 256 megs of RAM, but these will take 1 gig chips each, so you can run up to 4 gigs in it, which should be plenty for running Windows XP. And with that PCI Express slot, we can put a decent video card in it and either use it as just a internet desktop, or maybe use it to replace our home theater, which I currently have my Gigabyte board in, and I'd kind of like to take that out and get it back so I can do more overclocking and stuff on that board. But being this is a proprietary 939 board, I'm certainly not going to go out and buy another processor or something for it. Even though this computer does run fine the way it is, I have booted it up and played around with it. Windows is fine, just needs to be, you know, cleaned up and reinstalled. Another thing I thought was interesting is that they had the heat sinks here on the board itself, which you usually don't see that often on these cheaper boards. Even on our Northbridge here, there's a small heat sink on that. But basically it has a mounting in the back for what appears to be about a 92 millimeter fan. There's really no mounting in the front for one, but on the side panel itself it is ventilated. It's not really designed to mount a fan, but you can see where it's perforated here, which would probably fit another 92 millimeter on the side here, blowing in on the processor or video card, so it could get a little airflow through it. and it only has a 250 watt power supply, so a person wouldn't want to get too nuts on the video card, but maybe just put something decent enough in there that's got like a HDMI ports or whatever to hook to the TV. But anyway, this will be the next one that we're planning on playing around with, doing some upgrades to. I don't know if we're going to do a lot of modding and stuff on it other than just cleaning it up and upgrading it, but I wanted to get a shot of it the way it was and tell you a little bit about it. And right on the top here is the, if you can make that out, this was the sticker from the garage sale. So you can see they were asking a whopping 10 bucks originally for everything, and then they crossed it out and marked it down to 5. So really can't go wrong for 5 bucks for a working computer, especially one that isn't all that old. But anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video on this. We'll get the processor updated and we'll see what we can do for RAM and stuff for it.